Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, a little special edition for our showcase of the independents. Violence X Suffering Wrestling presents Arrival. So VxS on Thriller TV, formerly known as Fight TV, Thriller Plus, carries House of Glory, VxS, GCW, among others. Jordan Castle, Nick Knowledge, and Julio Smokes on the call commentary team. If you've never seen VxS Wrestling, definitely got to check it out. In 2023, they had two shows. One was a combo show with Game Changer Wrestling. In 2022, they did 9 shows. You can actually go back in the archives and look at the best of VxS 2022. I did it right here in Robert Sports Show. So yeah, it's definitely one of those independent companies out of the Northwest. The show is in the Elks Lodge in New York, New York. So there's just that whole Northeast territory. You have such talented wrestlers up there that every once in a while you'll catch one on a Game Changer Wrestling, on an AEW, on a Ring of Honor, TNA. Otherwise, it's just that talent stays in that little territory up there and just works their guts out. So the show started with a promo from Lio Rush. We all know who Lio Rush is, formerly part of NXT, part of WWE, part of the Cruiserweight division there, and in WWE. I think he was part of, I know he's been on the Indies before he went to WWE. So let's go ahead and pull that up here. So obviously, since he left WWE, Game Changer Wrestling, DOA Wrestling, New Japan Strong, New Japan Impact Wrestling. Let's take a look. So I guess he's been everywhere. He's been Rev Pro. I think he's done Progress, PWG, Defy, AEW, New Japan Strong, XWA. And he was in 205 Live and WWE NXT. And before he went there, he was, again, just on the indies doing stuff. He, on the VXW debut show back in 2017, he wrestled John Silver. So yeah, Lio Rush has kind of been a little bit of everywhere. Kind of that fascinating character who got a little taste of wherever he goes. So he cuts this promo talking about the VxS World Championship coming. I thought that was pretty neat that they were talking about that. Currently, there are no titles in VxS. VxS was actually started in 2017 by Orlando Fernandez and Pinky Sanchez, and then Isaac Rodriguez took over in 2019. So yeah, I would love to see them get a world title. So yeah, he kind of cut that little promo. He needs to be a part of it. And then the first match was Dante Leon and Andre Everett. Andre Everett plays this character who is Andre the Giant's son. He wears the singlet like the Giant did, and he does the choke slam. Dante Leon, Game Changer Wrestling. He's been over in New Japan. Just two young, talented wrestlers in Dante Leon and Andrew Everett. Andrew Everett goes for a choke slam, and then Dante Leon reverses it into like a Canadian destroyer. It was one of the craziest spot areas. It's like, did I just see what I think I just saw? And then 8.5 minutes, Dante Leon getting the victory there. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. Next up, we had the first ever women's match in VxS history. Delmi Exo versus Kaitlyn Marie. The power that Kaitlyn Marie has is Jordan Grace, Nia Jax level, Jade Cargill level. I think she is talented as can be. She can turn into that. Very green in the ring. Looks like she's been wrestling since 2019, so 4 years. For an in-ring competitor, 4 years isn't long at all. She's had a stint on Action Wrestling, Game Changer Wrestling. She's had some matches at Effie's Big Gay Thanksgiving. She's had some matches at New South. and some other independent companies here. Looks like Ladies Night Out. So yeah, I mean, as she builds her resume up, as she builds up her career, she can definitely be somebody that you're going to look out for. Just like Delmi XO, been around 8 years. She is kind of that bar when you look at independent women's wrestling. WXW, Pro Wrestling Grind, Wrestling Open, Beyond Wrestling, MLW. So again, that whole northeast corridor, a lot of these independent companies, the talent just goes between companies, and it's almost, I mean, it's basically its own little territory up there. Occasionally they'll get a big match on a Monday Night Raw as a squash guy, or AEW, or Ring of Honor, GCW. Otherwise, it's just that territory up there. You just kind of work through it. Kaitlyn Marie got the victory there. I ended up giving that match 3 1/4. She just overpowered Demi XO. Next up, Jackson Drake and Yaki. 2 young, talented wrestlers. I'm going to say that a lot on this show. But these companies like a VxS, like a Beyond Wrestling, like an Action Wrestling, they have the young, hungry talent who get a cup of coffee somewhere, kind of make a name for themselves. They have maybe not necessarily Will Ospreay kind of moveset, but they have a moveset that they can just fine-tune their craft and it makes them better, just like a Jackson Drake, just like a Yaki. Jackson Drake hits an F5, actually a pretty good looking F5, and gets the victory there. A little over 13.5 minutes. I give it 3.5 star. Next up, the little vignette for this was little Guido sitting in an Italian restaurant talking about this guy in his car coming from Ohio. Had Ohio plates on it, and there's like, who is it? Is it somebody? Come to find out, it was Sami Callihan, who actually owns Revolver Wrestling there in the Ohio area. Him taking on Little Guido. It was an okay match. It was a little about 7.5 minutes long. I ended up giving it 2 3/4. It was kind of one of those matches as I'm watching, it's like, is this thing over yet? Just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I don't know if there's just their styles kind of clash. I'm just not sure what it was, but it was one of those matches like, fine, good, it's over. But same with Callihan getting the victory there. Next up, we had both these guys making their VxS debut. We had Spencer Slade going up against Joe Keys. Spencer Slade, Joe Keys. Let's see. They've both been around about 4 years. Joe Keys was a part of a Ring of Honor dojo when he first came up. Started wrestling. Since then, he's been working a lot with MCW wrestling. Still doing some stuff with Ring of Honor on occasion. Mostly MCW. On a rare occasion, VCW. And I'm just taking a look here. Some of the matches he's had recently here. Revenge Pro Wrestling. Never heard of it. Out of Pennsylvania, one of the Northeast Territories. VCW, they're out of Virginia. Out of Maryland, MCW, Maryland Championship Wrestling. Slade, on the other hand, he has been doing, okay, so this is literally just a carryover from Maryland Championship Wrestling here at VXW. Looks like they've had several matches in the last few months here. Take a look. Oh, man. Key, here it is. Okay, so it looks like they've had 4 matches. They're part of the elimination match on the Revenge Pro Rumble. They were part of the Capital Punishment tag team match for Maryland Championship Wrestling. And then they were part of, on AEW Dark 103, Joe Keys and Spencer Slade actually teamed up versus the Nightmare family, Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson. This was actually a pretty steady match here, both of them making their debuts. 3-star match with Spencer Slade getting the victory there. Next up, we had a tag team match. We had NWA standout and NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Colby Corino teaming up with Casanova Valentine, going against Above the Rest, Gabriel, Skye, and Tristen. Above the Rest comes out first. Colby Corino comes out. They end up attacking Colby Corino. Casanova Valentine comes out for the save. Other than that, just kind of your standard tag team match. I love seeing guys like Colby Corino, who's part of NWA on smaller companies and kind of helping build up the program here. 3.25-star match with Casanova Valentine and Colby Corino getting the victory. The next two matches, Myron Reed and AKIRA, and then the main event, Lio Rush and Arez. Two matches that I actually thought when I looked at this card that would steal a show, and I was right. Both these matches delivered. Myron Reed, I've seen him throughout the indies. Same way with AKIRA. I've seen him in death matches. Lio Rush, Arez, I've seen them throughout the independents. Through, Lio Rush with AEW, Arez with CMLL, and these matches completely delivered. Myron Reed can go out there and high fly with the best of them. AKIRA is more that ground and pound, who for the most part in this match actually had the upper hand over Myron Reed because he is more powerful, because he does those death matches and everything. He was able to get the kind of the upper hand, but Myron Reed, doing his top rope stuff, was able to come back victory in 12 minutes and 45 seconds over AKIRA. 3.75-star with a Myron Reed victory. Lio Rush, Arez, you almost need a traffic control operator to kind of keep an eye on this match, as much as these guys are kind of flying around and doing it's almost like a 5-star frog splash that Lio Rush does. Arez, though, he is a master of the ropes as well. Bunch of high flying here. 3.75-star on both of these matches. And then Lio Rush winning that main event over Arez. So overall, great show. The worst match was 2.75, and then we had 2 3.75-star matches. When I personally watch an indie show, especially if it's a company I don't normally follow, I will go look at the card like I did here. Lio Rush, Arez, Myron Reed, AKIRA. Going, okay, I know these guys. I know how good they are. Oh, Colby Corino's on this card. Cool. Oh, Sami Callihan. Oh, Andre Everett. I know him. Dante Leon. I've seen him around. Definitely tuned into it. So yeah, I'm glad I watched this. I am going to try to do more of these throughout the year. Kind of showcasing the independents, not just the best of the year before, current shows. This show is from Friday the 23rd. It's on Thriller Plus. They're on Thriller TV. If you've never checked out Thriller TV, go check it out. I think it's $7.99 a month, first month. Get it. You can watch a lot of these shows over and over and over. GCW, House of Glory, VxS. Definitely, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. There's also some VxS on... Let me pull this up here. There used to be some on independent wrestling television, IWTV. There's like 9,000 promotions on that for $10 a month. That's like the best value in the history of wrestling. Yeah, there are 4 Violence and Suffering shows on independent wrestling TV. 3 from 2021 and 1 from 2022. So definitely go check those out. Mance Warner was on one of the 2021 shows. But that is VxS Arrival. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.